Hey, Felix here with 4x4 Agent, and we're gonna be installing the Oracle reverse lights. All right, so here's what we've got. So this is a 2023 Rubicon with a steel bumper and a tow package. So your mileage may vary. We have to undo two bolts. They're 7mm screws behind each of the reflectors in the bumper. So on the passenger side, I already removed it. It's that hole there that you can see my finger kind of through. So you have some room here to work with. I had to actually put in I believe this is a 9-inch extension through here, and then attach my U-joint swivel. It's a Milwaukee 3/8 through here, and then take it in because this is too thick and it won't fit. Then once I got in there, I was able to unscrew that, and then the other issue is you have to catch the screw so it doesn't just drop, and otherwise you're removing the bumper. So I'm trying to do this without removing the bumper. I just don't want to deal with it. So now I have to remove the driver's side one, and the driver's side one I feel may be impossible. Let's see if I can even show you where it's at. It is through there. You can kind of see it right there behind the cable. So it's like right there at the tip of my finger. I know it's not really focused. I don't know if I can get it to focus, but that's where it's at. And on this side, I have even less room to work with. Just this. So I'm going to try to do that and see what happens. All right, update. So we're going to have to take the bumper off. I am unable to get to the screw on the driver's side through there. There's just not enough room to work with. So upon further inspection, I also realized there are more bolts to take off. So I'm going to have to take off those two, which actually I can get into those. Let me show you. It's going to be kind of hard to see, but I'm going to be able to get in there with a long socket and the extended wrench. If you are not, what you can do is you can remove that screw and these two, and then this plastic piece will come out, and then all that'll be opened up, and you'll be able to get in there with a different tool. So just an additional 3. These two right here, and that one. And it goes same for the other side. I don't think there's any up here. No. Okay, so yeah, just 1, 2, 3. But yeah, once you have access, 2 there, 2 more here, 1 here, 1 here, and then same on this side. We're gonna have those 2 and those two. And again, if you need to remove the plastic, it's going to be those same 3 screws. One there, and the 2 over here. In addition to that, going to have to remove the tire because the bumper is going to need to slide out and the tire is blocking it. And then one last thing not to forget is on the driver's side where your tow hook is, you have to go in up in here and you have to disconnect that. So you just simply pull the white tab and these will come apart. And then you're going to have to remove this clip so that you don't rip this apart, because the clip is on the body and then the wire goes to the frame. That's your license plate light. So show you where it's at. Here's the rear hook. You go up in there and it's attached to the body right there. So disconnect that, pop the clip, undo all the bolts, and you'll be able to get the rear bumper off. All right, let's go ahead and do that. All right, the rear bumper is off. So this is what we needed access to. I already removed that one while the bumper was on. This is the other one. So now just using a 7mm socket, remove that. Once that screw is off, it's a matter of just using a plastic pry tool, trim tool from this side and popping it out. All right, be right back. All right, once the back screws are unscrewed and you take out the reflectors, you take the Oracle ones, feed the wire through the circular hole. And pop them in. So I've seen reports where one of the sides isn't fitted well, and I'm have that case with my driver's side. So you saw how easily that snapped in. This one isn't going in. So it has to do with the stamping of the bumper here. So one option is to shave the bumper, the other option is to shave the light. I'm going to take the route that many of others taken. I'm not going to shave the bumper. I'm going to shave the light. So it seems like the sticking point is on this side. So now I'm going to take some off. Alright, so we sanded down some of the metal. I'm going to now just hit it with some black Rust-Oleum paint to prevent any rusting. And we're going to pop that in. So, be back after that. Alright, I hit it with some black paint. I know it's not pretty, but it doesn't matter. And I also put in a heat shrink tubing thing, just to protect the wires a little bit more. So, I'm now going to install it. So this is actually the next day, and we already got some of the process going. So let's go ahead and review where we're at. So yesterday we ran out of time, and I'm continuing to finish this today. So we removed the bumper, we removed the reflectors, we put in the reverse lights, ran the wires, reconnected the reflectors. So now, here's what that looks like. So now we have to figure out the wiring. There are 2 options. Option 1 is to wire them into the rear taillights or the towing harness to function with the reverse lights. So whenever you put the car in reverse, they'll turn on. Option 2 is to wire them into the auxiliary cables and have it work off of a button. So that's actually what I'm going to do. I'm going to wire it into auxiliary 4, which is the blue and I believe orange wire. I have to dig that out from here. And then I'm going to run a cable or wire from here down the back. And based on my research, one of the, in my opinion, best ways to do this is going to be actually through inside the frame. So I'm going to drop the cable down from here, straight down, run it into the passenger side frame, run it all the way along inside of the frame, and come out right at the bumper. So let's go ahead and do that. So for those of you that got the tow package from the factory, you have the auxiliary switches built in. Right next to the battery, you're gonna find a little bundle like this, and then when you unravel the tape, you're gonna see the 4 different wires that are here. Since I want to do auxiliary 4, I'm looking for the blue and pink one. All right, here we go. There's the blue and pink one, so this is auxiliary 4. Now we'll wire it up later. Right now what I'm going to do is I'm going to find a route to drop my cable through and run it down. So once I do that, I'll show you what I'm doing. All right, so this is the wire that we're going to run, and then where we're going to run it through is, let me see if I could be able to show you. It's not really coming out on camera, but if right through there, so kind of right next to the ground here, right next to it, if I go down I can see ground, so I'm going to run it right down that way, kind of at an angle towards the back. All right, just to quickly show you so you get an idea, I used the original antenna and dropped it back, and then under here it comes out right there, so which will allow us to go into the frame. I can go in through here, or if I want to hide it, I can even come in on this side behind this. So now I'm going to pull that off, and we're going to, let's show you. So actually I'm going to just run it into this hole here, into the frame, and then I'm going to run it inside the frame down the whole length until the back. So, and there are holes every so often, so you're going to be able to get it through. I'll report back if I run into any issues. All right, just a quick update. So let's get under there. To go from up by the battery down to here wasn't the problem. I just used the old antenna, pushed it through, came out. Then we went around this and into this hole in the frame, and then all the way down there are a bunch of holes, so that wasn't an issue. Once you get towards, it's kind of like the middle of the rear door to this hole, there aren't any real holes to go through until you get all the way out the back. So what I did was I took the antenna that I had, added a wire coat hanger to the end of it, which is some electrical tape, taped the cable to that, and then just pushed that all the way straight through. And once you do that, now you may have a line puller or whatever. It literally just came out over here. So now that's it. We're done with running the wire. I'm going to clean this up, and we're going to actually start connecting stuff. All right, so I've cleaned everything up. I've zip tied the wire along the way, tied it up, zip tied it up at the battery, zip tied it back here. Now we're ready to connect. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to strip these wires from both, and I'm going to join them into one, and then I'm going to strip that end and join that all together, tape it all up, and get it set to go and secure it here with a couple zip ties. Be right back. All right, everything is wired. What I did was I ran this wire down through here, put a couple zip ties. I spliced the two lights together, connected them, and then connected them to the wire that I'm running towards the front to under the battery. Threw a zip tie here as well. And now we're going to manage all this inside after I put the bumper on. I've also at this point tried it out before I put everything back to make sure it's working, and they are. So now I'm going to reassemble the bumper, and we'll be right back. Okay, so everything is wired. The bumper's put back on. I just have to put the spare back on, and we're done. So this is the bundle of wires that go to the auxiliary ports inside, the 4 auxiliaries if you got the tow package. So I cut that open, I found the one that I needed. I'm going with auxiliary 4, so that's the blue and pink one. This is the cable that I ran to the back through the frame. On this side it had the positive and the negative. So I connected the positive to the auxiliary 4 cable, and then the negative I put I forget what it's called, I think it's like a spade or whatever, the prong thing, and this is where I grounded it. So there's this empty stud here. There's no bolt, so I had to get my own bolt. I believe it's a 13 millimeter bolt, maybe a 12 millimeter. So then I just taped everything up, secured everything, and that's all done. So now I'm just gonna throw on the spare, and then I'll show you what it looks like. So that's it. That completes our installation of the Oracle reverse LED lights. Hope you liked it. Hope it's useful for you. Like, subscribe, leave a comment. Let me know what you think. And thanks for watching. See you in the next one.